Hello, this is my getting to know you culture cuisine presentation. I'm doing red beans and rice. So the ingredients are pound of kidney beans, chunks of ham, one one large onion chopped, chopped bell pepper to taste, a bay leaf, and a clove of garlic chopped. The recipe is soak beans overnight, drain and rinse, place beans in pot and cover with hot water about 1 inch above the beans. Add onion, bell pepper, garlic, and one or two chunks of ham. Uh, when beans are soft, brown the ham in a skillet, pour the ham and the grease from the ham into the pot and season to taste. Let cook down and serve over rice. Red beans and rice was originally brought to New Orleans by the Haitians after the Haitian Revolution. It became a staple in Creole culture during after being brought to them. Um, it became a Monday meal, which means that people made it primarily on Mondays, because Monday was also wash day. So the women could wash their clothes while also letting the beans soak and cook down. And it wasn't really something that you had to stand over the stove and was incredibly labor intensive. So it's something that, they could kind of ignore almost while they did their washing. And also, people typically had pork on Sunday on their Sunday dinners. So they had bones left over, and they would also use the pork bones, ham bones, in their dishes as well. So this was a recipe that was relatively easy to make and had used leftover pork pork bones from the dinner before. So this was very much a meal that um, was easy for women at that time. Today we don't have really wash days. It's not really as culturally relevant anymore, but it is still restaurants still do um, will have it be like a Monday special in the restaurants because of the historical significance of that. And it is a staple in homes and restaurants across Louisiana and across the Southeast. A book that relates to this is called Red Beans and Rice by Jeanette Weiland. And it takes readers on a journey from the farm to table. So this girl, she's visiting her grandparents, and she kind of gets to see um, things that are growing and sees things that are grown in a farm and brought to her table, and she recognizes foods that she eats and kind of she sees the farm to table. And she also gets to encounter animals that are native to South Louisiana. And it's really kind of bringing together the South Louisiana culture of food and the animals that we connect with that area, and what makes that area of the country so special. It also does have a recipe, a kid-friendly recipe for red beans and rice at the back of the book, which I think makes the book even more special because it lets the kids interact with it in a way that most books don't. The holiday collection that I have to it is that for Thanksgiving, Christmas, we'll typically have ham sometime. We'll have ham. And so with the leftover ham bones, pieces of ham, we can make red beans and rice because like I said earlier, people will put ham bones in it to let kind of sit with the beans, and then also pieces of ham find their way inside. Um, so it kind of you add to that the leftoverness of red beans and rice, and it's makes it a very easy dinner to kind of make after you've made a very labor intensive meal such as Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner. So we will typically have it at that time. And it also it's warm, it's almost kind of like a soupy type thing. But it can feel a lot like winter time, and it's warm, and it's feels like home and feels like family. So it's a very holiday-esque type of meal. Personal connection. So this recipe is actually my grandmother's. So she kind of I never like made it by myself, but I would make it with her. Or I do make it with her. And so, I have a lot of memories of kind of going around the kitchen and helping her and her showing me how to make it and being with her. And like I said, we did it a lot of the time. We would do it during the holidays. So a lot of family will be around, and I kind of have just a lot of memories of being with family and making those family connections and being with my family while I make this dish, and um it makes it a lot more special, and it makes it a lot more uh it just makes it more warm almost. Um so I had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun making this with my grandmother and her kind of just showing you the ropes, and I have never made it by myself before. Hopefully I'll get there one point. But I don't think she'd ever give the reins up quite yet. But she lets me help, and that's what matters. So, um, yeah, red beans and rice is just something that means so much to me and my family, and connects us to the past or not the past, but where a lot of my family came from, South Louisiana, and it just makes it so much more, makes the holidays and even just family time so much more enjoyable. Thank you.